In this session, we're going to take a look at creating distressed effects, and in particular, a sort of stone cracked distress effect for a simple logo such as the Harley-Davidson logo we have here, and also converting those to monochrome bitmaps so that we can work with them with color. Monochrome bitmaps support spot colors, so we can change the colors of them. As you can see, this is currently set to a gray. If we right click like an outline for a vector, we could change it to a red, as you can see there, or any other color. This enables us to create looks that are outside of the vector realm, simple vector printing, and the kinds of looks that we see on the shelves as fashion looks, and we really want to be able to print and design like this to be able to compete more effectively in the market. To set up an effect like this, and I'll change this back to a gray. Now remember, this is a right click, not a left click, because it's a monochrome bitmap. If you're working with monochrome, right click is the foreground, left click is the background, and if you want to take the background out, you can just click on the X up here in your color palette, and that'll make that transparent. So to make an effect like this, very easy to do. We'll be working with the Fashion Factory, and we'll also be working with Simple Steps Raster from AdvancedTshirts.com. First thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and select my logo here, and I'll change this to a gray so that when I apply my bitmap effect, I'm going to have some shading and highlighting in that. I'm simply going to go to bitmaps and convert to bitmap, 300 dpi. These settings, anti-aliasing, transparent background, are fine. Go ahead and select OK. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to bitmaps again. We're going to come all the way down to textures, and then we're going to go to plastic, and then we're going to apply the plastic effect. Now here you can change things like the smoothness. We can smooth it, bring some of that out, as you can see there, and make some adjustments in this plastic effect. I'll go ahead and select OK here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up my Fashion Factory. So I'll come over here to my Advanced Tools. Now to get to this, you'll have to go through Window, come down here to Doctors, and all the way to the bottom you'll see Advanced Tools, and that'll open up for you if you have our tools installed. Go ahead and select Fashion Factory. That'll bring that up. We'll go over here to Textures. I'll go to System Textures, and I'll come down here, and let's say we'll go to something like cracks. And then I can kind of just scroll through or arrow through these cracks. Now I'll go ahead and go with this cracked rust here. Double click on that. Come down here and click on Apply Texture as Transparency. Now this came in inverted, so I'm going to go ahead and close this. And all I'm going to need to do to fix this is come over here to my Transparency tool. And I'll come over here to my starting point and my ending points, and I'll change those. So I'll go ahead over here, left click, hold down, slide this all the way over to 100. Come over here, left click, hold down, slide this all the way back to 0, and then we can see our effect. Now you can see a square here with some dots around it, and you can left click here in this circle and change the size and rotate this and add more effect to the design. Or you tweak it and add less depending on how much you want. So you can really dial in how you want your effects to look in your graphics. And I'm going to bring this right down to about there. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to bitmaps again, convert to bitmap, same settings, select OK. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up my Simple Steps Raster. I'm not going to do a color separation here. I'm going to go to Post Steps, and I'm going to use the Monochrome Convert tool to convert this to a perfect monochrome bitmap. So I'll go ahead and click on that. I'll get a warning here. That'll process. And once that's finished processing, I'll have a perfect monochrome bitmap. Now once again, working with monochrome, left click is your right click is your foreground, left click is your background, and I can change that to all black, but I'll go ahead and get rid of that there. Same color there. If I wanted to make this a green, I could right click and make it into a green, a bright green like that. I'll go back here to a gray. Come over here to my t-shirt. I'll go ahead and delete that. I can bring this over here, and we can size this to the center of the shirt, as you can see, and we can have a nice effect set up on that graphic to go on that t-shirt. And if we want to, we can show our clients different looks based on the color that we use for the graphic, as you can see there, just by right clicking. Now once again, monochrome bitmap, left click is your background color. If you want to get rid of that, you can click on the X in your color palette, and that'll become transparent. You could change this to say a white. Now if we wanted the white to be stronger, we can simply copy and paste that graphic back in and make it stronger. And we can select both of these, come back and change our color to gray, and you can see that we get a much stronger look just by copying and pasting two of them on top of each other. So quick tutorial, very easy, cracked kind of stone effect set up in CorelDRAW working with the Fashion Factory and the Simple Steps raster from Advanced T-shirts. And we did all of this literally in a matter of a few minutes. We'll go ahead and wrap here, and we'll see you in our next session.